Hello everyone. So welcome to today's class. I hope the video which I have made on the same chapter you might have gone through, and having a continuation with that video, let us move to the another portion of the chapter on the title The Lifeline of Indian Economy. The chapter is of geography. So in the first video we have tried to understand that how roadways play a very important role in shaping of nation's economy. Today we are going to see some of the important point on the content, that is railway, how railway plays an important role in the strengthening of the nation's economy, and what are its advantages and what are its disadvantages. Before going to see what are the advantages that railway has and which help to boost the nation's economy, let us collect some of the basic information about the railways. Do you know the railway provided its first service in our country, that is in the year 1837. The first train run in our country is in the year 1837, and that is called as what? Red Hills Railway. And credit for these railways goes to Sir Arthur Cotton. This train run between Red Hills and the Dinterprest Bridge in our nation. But this was not a passenger train. Okay. And 1853, that is on 16th of April, first passenger train run in India between Mumbai to Thane. The distance covered by this passenger train which run for the first time was 34 kilometers. Do you know the Gorakhpur railway station was the world's longest railway platform with the distance of 1366 meters, followed by Kharagpur railway station in Uttar Pradesh which covered 1072 meters. Beside that, if you see that in India, railway provides the fourth largest network in the world with 22,000 trains approximately which run in Indian Railway. Among that, it covered 67,368 meters. So in this way, if you see, the railway provide very largest transportation service to the people, and in that way it has a huge potential to shape the nation's economy. Okay, now see, if it is the fourth world largest network of transportation, then what sorts of advantages railway has. So now let us see the advantages of railway. If you see, the railway play very important role in the nation's economy as it gives various services. So what are the services and the advantages of railway it provides to its people and the nation, that we will try to understand with the help of this point. It is said that railway strengthens the multifarious activities. It means today if you see the different kind of activities which is being observed in the integrated market system, in that the railways play very important role because it made the things accessible in the market. Okay. Another advantages of railway is flow of goods and services in long distance places. If you see, there are manufacturing industries, and these manufacturing industries are not located in all the places. These manufacturing industries produce goods and the services which are essential for the development of human being as well as nation as a whole. So railway play a very crucial role to dispatch these goods and services to those places or to those markets where it is locally not found or not manufactured. So in that way, for the long distance places, railway play the role of carrier of these goods and services to make this accessible in the market and satisfy the people's need. Next to that is, railway is considered as the feeder of the industries and agriculture's field. So cotton industries, jute industries, steel and iron industries you might have seen, and the various other kind of industries you might have seen. But the raw material which are required to run these industries may not be available in that place where they are doing a manufacturing work. In these conditions or in these circumstances, railways play very important role to feed these industries with the raw material. Not only that, in the various agricultural field from one part of the country to another part of the country, railway play pivotal role to carry the raw materials and feed them. Today, if you see, the fourth largest network of transportation railway in India or in the world, it creates a huge opportunity of job. So job opportunities also created. Today thousands of men and women, they are engaged in the railways and they are doing different kind of work. So in this way, if you see, these are some of the advantages, and all these points if you calculate, that is surely help the nations and its economy to boost. So these are some of the advantages of railway. Railway too has some of the disadvantages. These disadvantages are discussed in this way. If today also in many parts of the country, if you see, railways are not established. What are the reasons for not having the railway service or establishment of railway? It has some of the demerits as well, or some of the challenges we can say. It has some of the challenges as well, because of which not all the part of the countries get facilitated with the railway service. So what are these challenges, or what are the reasons that railway is not able to establish its network of transportation all over the country? That also we will discuss. Let us see the first. The first challenge that railway is facing is what? The cost of establishment. Okay, the cost of establishment. Railway is very expensive. Okay, so it's not possible to establish all the places which are having a topographical challenges. Compared to roadways, if you see the railway, the establishment cost and the maintenance cost is higher. That's why the railway is not able to give a service to all the places. Another challenges that railway is facing is, that is what? The topographical challenges. Topographical challenges. Why railway is not able to give a service to all the places? That is the reason is what? The topographical challenges. So railway gives a very comfortable and suitable mode of transportation to those places which are found in plain areas. But what about the hilly trains? Here if you see, the northeastern state of India and the western state of India, railway is not able to give a better service. And the reason for that is what? It has some of the challenges. The railway is not able to run in all the topographical regions. Okay, so that is another what called challenge that the railway is facing, because of which it is not able to give a service to all the places. Now if you see another point, this is what? The low density of population. Low density of population. Now what is low density of population? Railway is a large carrier of goods and services. What is it? Railway is a large carrier of goods and services. Now if you see some state, like let us take one example. Take the state of Kerala, which has a density of population that is 324 square kilometer. Okay, square kilometer. Now take the state like Arunachal Pradesh, which has 17% per square kilometer. Now see, in such places which has a low density of population, in another hand railway is a large carrier of goods and services. In such conditions or in such circumstances, the possibilities are there, railway may face a huge loss. Because of that, today also railway might be thinking to give its service to those places which has a low density of population, right? So these are some of the challenges which railway is facing, and because of which the railway might not be able to give a service to these places. So in this way, overall if we see in the content and if we think, the railways contribution in strengthening the nation's economy cannot be ignored. See, country's economy is not only lies with the income. No doubt, income is one of the important factor or important asset of country's economy. But apart from that, there are so many others requirement. A nation which has a high per capita income, but if it's don't have a better service, we cannot call that as a developed nation. So in that sense, railway is not only help to strengthen the nation's income, but apart from that, it's render a quality service to the people, and because of which we are able to grow in our day-to-day life. But today, railway is facing lots of loss and lots of challenges because of the various human activity. You might have seen today in the these days it's very common in the news. Whenever people get some sorts of unhappiness, or if they are not satisfied with the decision making of the government, ultimately they attack on this nation's property and causes for the huge damages and the loss of this public property. So understanding this asset or understanding this very point, that somewhere or directly or indirectly the railway is giving a service to the people, let us try to keep this national's property or the nation's property in a better way. So let us see, the pipelines plays a very important mode of transportation in the framing of nation's economy. So what are the advantages of pipeline? That first we will see. Pipelines are used to transport water, crude oil, petroleum products and natural gas from oil and natural field to refineries, fertilizers factories and big thermal power plant. So the mode of transportation to supply all these minerals to the different segments, these are the refineries, fertilizers factories and the big thermal power plant the pipeline plays. So the three important network of pipeline transportation in our countries are classified in this way. First is what? The pipeline transportation facilities, which is created from oil field in Upper Assam to Kamrup in Uttar Pradesh. Another was created in Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab. Next is from Hajira in Gujarat to Jagdishpur in Uttar Pradesh. So these are some of the network of transportation which are created, and they are giving various kind of services, or they are used to transport these minerals from one place to another place with the help of pipelines. So can you imagine how it's helping to channelize the nation's economy? Think, rather than using the pipelines to transport water, crude oil, petroleum products, if we could have depended on other mode of transportation, it could have been very huge expenses. So in this way, the pipelines also plays a very crucial role in shaping the nation's economy. Apart from that, there are some of the other mode of transportation. These are waterways and these are airways, which also play very important role. Do you know, waterways is one of the cheapest means of transportation, and it has certain advantages. The advantages like no cost of construction of ways and its maintenance. Okay, this is one. Another, today if you see, there are many parts located in our country which are not get very well connected with the roadways and the railways. In such cases, airways plays a very important role to have a connectivity with those places. So in this way, this different mode of transportation not only help to improvise the nation's economy, but it also help to give a comfortable living to the people. So discussing this chapter, we try to understand some of the very important point which are essential to know from this chapter. I have tried to cover in this video. There are some of the important aspect of the chapter that you need to know, that some of the seaports name, airports name, that also you should know. So for that, I suggest you refer the textbook and see the various seaports name and airports name. So I hope with this short video, whatever the important content of the chapters are there which you need to understand and I need to explain, I try to explain with the help of this video. And watching this video, you will surely refer the chapter and you will try to locate some of the important airport names and some of the seaports names. So thank you very much for watching this.